Good afternoon and welcome to the tea table. I am so happy you've joined me. It moved so quickly from Thanksgiving Day last week to now we're in Christmas. So fast. Well, since I have last spoken to you, I've been on a long journey. And I'm going to try to combine some of my pictures and video from that journey with you. But to start today, we are going to very soon celebrate December 6th, St. Nicholas Day. And that is a holiday that is celebrated all over Europe and England. And you know, St. Nicholas was a real person in history, and he did good and he helped the children, and he is remembered at Christmas. And when we see Santa Claus, we have, think of the big white beard and jolly and the red and the white, and it all represents something. Yes. Red is a Christian color, represents the blood of Jesus, and white represents purity. And I believe that it was chosen for this time of year because it is cold and it is a very appropriate time to celebrate him. And in Germany, particularly, you've seen, if you have not been there, to the big markets they have, the Munich market, and that is generally during this time. And St. Nicholas Day is celebrated separate from what they call Weihnachten, which is Holy Night, which is Christmas. So the children, I will show you what the children do. They take their shoes, and many of them have wooden shoes, and they will take them like a wooden shoe or a boot. And I have one little shoe and I have the other, but it's missing right now. But sometimes they just take one boot, put it on the front porch and leave it out. And when they wake up the next day, it is filled with goodies and candies. And isn't that nice? Yes. And so they have two holidays, the St. Nicholas holiday and then Holy Night, which is separate, Weihnachten, which is when they celebrate, go to church, sing the hymns, and celebrate Jesus's birth on December 24th. And you know, that was when the most famous Christmas carol that we sing was written in Austria for Christmas Eve. And the organ wouldn't work. It was too cold in the snow. The organist couldn't come. And so the man played his guitar and sang that for the Christmas service. Now, this is not going to be quite as long as usual, because I'm hoping to put this, what they call an iMovie, attached to this. Well, have you gotten your tea yet? If you have not, please pause and get your tea, and I will be here waiting for you. Well, I thought we need red and white china today for our little tea. And you know, I could not find a red pot, but I have this little Russian red pot. And they celebrate St. Nicholas Day also. All of Europe, all of Christian Europe celebrates it. So I am going to, let's pour out our tea. And I have the most special little gingerbread cookies from Germany. And these are called Lebkuchen. And they're gingerbread dipped in frosting. And I'll show you what they look like. They're all different shapes. And there's all kinds of Lebkuchen. It's complicated to make. I love Lebkuchen. I tried to make it. It has rind of grapefruit, rind of orange, ginger, and then dripping with all this fabulous German icing, and here's chocolate on the back. And then I thought I would add in just these little kind of French cookies. They celebrate also, and there's our French or Italian, Perouse, and they are very popular. You've seen these. They're imported. They almost look like a cigar. Okay, let's have it. Let's taste our tea. That's very nice. And you know, I like to celebrate Advent, which is the Christian way of celebrating Christmas. Last Sunday was the first Sunday in Advent, and we lit one candle. So I put one candle. Now next Sunday will be second Sunday, and we will light two. So it's kind of fun. I like to celebrate the first week in December, St. Nicholas Day, and then next week we're going to talk about going to Norway and celebrate St. Lucia. Yes, you know the girl that wears the candles? Well, these cookies I have came in this tin, and I love my little German. This is from Salzburg, Austria. It's a Mozart tin, and I've had this for years. I have put cookies in it, put teas in it. Don't throw your lovely tins away. They're very useful. And here's another one that is just so beautiful and has the whole cathedral. And I think it's also German. It is German. See, they're really useful. They keep your cookies very fresh, or your tea. This doesn't, I took these out of there, so. Okay, well, here's something fun. I have a little German boy and girl in their costumes, and they stand together and they kiss. Yes, very romantic. And this is my special thing today for all my tea kids. It's a merry-go-round. And remember last week we talked about horses? I have been seeing horses everywhere. We went all through the Southwest, and here we have the horses, and they're so beautiful on the merry-go-round. And up here we have a little Santa on a train and a little elephant, and the elephant is dancing. I don't know if you can see it, and then the little drummer and the cameo. And this is a German merry-go-round. These came from Germany originally. They would have them in the carnival, and you've seen some very gorgeous ones, I'm sure. If you go to, you know, any kind of fair, they have the cameos. Here's a deer, here's the dove, and here's an angel, here's Santa, here's another antler, and it all represents Christmas, yes, and green, of course, is everlasting life. Now, I have one more thing that I think the kids will really like. I have a collection of these. These are my nutcrackers. And I met a wonderful lady and her son, who's a doctor, from Germany. And guess what? She lives, and he grew up in the Nutcracker town. There's one town in eastern Germany where the Nutcrackers came from. And they will really, truly crack nuts. Now, isn't that amazing? Yes, so there's a useful purpose for them. Well, okay, I am just so happy that you're with me. And, you know, it's fun to start decorating and add to and then have tea parties, and maybe have a St. Nicholas tea party this week with a few friends. Just bring out whatever red and white you have and add to, and it's amazing how much will come out of that, you know. Well, I want to quickly tell you, last week I was in Arizona, and you saw the tea talk we did with the horses. Well, then we left, and that Sunday we went to a beautiful place in Arizona called Sedona. Sedona, and you're going to see pictures. My granddaughter is going to put it together, and it's going to be attached to this Tea Talk. Sedona, these red rocks, they look like castles, massive, larger than any great pyramid could ever be. And you go into this beautiful mountain town. Well, and then on Monday, we went to the Grand Canyon. And these are places we had never been. And so everything was brand new. And I have a little clip there and some pictures. It takes your breath away. It's so massive. And we had beautiful weather and drove through the park. And we had tea at the Grand Canyon. And I have a picture of it. It was so wonderful. Well, then the next day we drove on and went to Zion National Park and had lunch in the park. And that, I have to say, is the most incredible place I've ever been in my entire life. I'm still shaking from the exhilaration of seeing such grandeur. And you know, I have been to the Great Pyramid. I climbed inside the Great Pyramid when I was young in college with a group of us, with an Arab guide. The Great Pyramid is massive. One of those blocks is higher than your house, just one, when you see it. But when I went to Zion, and I'm not exaggerating, the Great Pyramid would look like a toy. The mountains are so high and so jagged and so glorious. The sun beating on the copper tone, they glisten. And all I could say is, God, you are so great. You are so mighty. Your creation is so astounding. And you know, in the Bible, when God describes himself, he always talks about his creation. He's solid as a rock. Jesus Christ is our rock. He doesn't change. He says, I'm the same yesterday, today, and forever. There's great comfort in that. And he is extravagant. He is a generous God. He is beyond what we could ever imagine. And he wants to take care of us. Isn't that amazing? It goes from the macro to the micro, you know, to the stars in the heaven, to the grain of sand. It's all there. There's pattern and design. Well, I'm so happy you've joined me today, and I'm going to say goodbye for now, because I want to be able to attach some of the pictures to this. And it's an experiment in technology, so we hope it works, and we will see what it comes. But Merry blessed Advent and St. Nicholas Day, and think of something special you can do for someone this week. And tea is always a lovely thing. Isn't this music nice? It's so nice. It's playing in the in our beautiful merry-go-round. I love it. Well, thank you for joining me. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time.